Hello, welcome to the Grain-Free Living Channel. I'm Rick Phipps, your host. So tonight we're going to be doing some fermented salsa. So we've got some Anaheim peppers, we've got some organic onion, organic garlic, and organic Roma tomatoes, and our probiotic starter. Okay, so why would you want to have fermented salsa? Well, because you want to have probiotics. Well, why would a person want probiotics? Well, probiotics are very helpful for your immune system. In fact, that is your immune system, is all the good bacteria in your body. You actually have more good bacteria, actually 10 times the good bacteria in your body than all the rest of the cells of your body, believe it or not. So, also for digestion and assimilation of nutrients from your food. Okay, so now a lot of people will take a probiotic supplement. The only problem is a probiotic supplement they take, it'll have so many, like say even as high as 50, 60 billion and like 6 to 10 strains, but usually they only get to the upper end of the digestive tract and not to the very lower part where it's most important. So eating fermented foods carries it all the way down to the very end, to where you got good bacteria all throughout, strengthened immune system, and very good digestion and nutrient absorption. Alright, so all doctors say that disease is based on deficiency, yet they never handle the deficiency. So that's what this is about, handling the deficiency. So our motto on this channel is health care reform starts in the home. Alright, so we're going to start off with first of all tomatoes. So we're going to be cutting some tomatoes, and tomatoes have lots of vitamin C and lots of vitamin A, and they're also good for the heart health, bone health. They're a good antioxidant. They are good for lowering blood sugar. They're good for eye health and helping with night vision problems. And they also helpful in dissolving kidney stones and gallstones. So we're going to be cutting these up. Just cut off the end here. All right. I'm not going to save those. So I'm just going to be slicing these. Later I'll be doing the onions and the peppers in my little juice man. Okay, and then we're going to go this way. All right. Like so. Alright, this is the first batch. Okay, so I'm going to look at something here. Alright, so traditional peoples have always ate fermented foods. And in doing so, they had to do it because you didn't have like fresh grown vegetables all year long. So for instance on cabbage, they'd have cabbage and they would probably have some fresh, whatever would last, and the rest they would ferment into like sauerkraut. So like I said, one batch of fermented food has trillions of good bacteria, which is a lot more than your supplements of probiotics. All right. And doing some more slicing here. Tomatoes always a very important ingredient in a salsa. Okay. All right. Now also, good bacteria is helpful in for heart health. It's also if you have Crohn's disease or IBD or colitis or any of those ulcerated colitis. Probiotics helps with those issues. Okay, and also if you're taking antibiotics, you should intermix some sort of probiotic, because the antibiotics are very they don't discriminate. They kill all good bacteria and bad bacteria. So, and you should stagger. You should do, like, if you have to take antibiotics, take the antibiotics in the morning, and then say in the mid-afternoon, 12 or 1, then you can have some probiotics or fermented foods. And then in the evening, you can take your second batch of antibiotics that will counter each other. All right, and probiotics is also good for weight loss. All right, so I think that's about it on the tomatoes. Alright, so now we're going to do our Anaheim peppers. Now, Anaheim peppers they have lots of vitamin C and lots of vitamin K and vitamin A. They're also a blood thinner, so that if you've got any kind of coagulation issues, that will be helpful. It's also good for ulcers, believe it or not. It's a myth that peppers are bad on ulcers. And also it's cancer preventative. So many health benefits. So we're just going to slice these up, and then we're going to be putting them into our little dicer here. I'll be cutting them up about that long. And we're going to put them right in here. Alright. These are very tasty, not very expensive. These were like 99 cents a pound at the local grocery store. And it's going to make it very tasty. Alright. So one thing about all these foods is that they're all very anti-inflammatory. Most illnesses are caused by very acidic foods, and that is processed foods, grains, dairy, soda, high fructose corn syrup. All those things are very acidic and inflammatory, whereas these foods are very alkaline and anti-inflammatory. So if you have any kind of autoimmune illness, raw foods or fermented foods are very good. Now the only thing about peppers and tomatoes, if you have lupus, you should probably stay away from the nightshade family. So that's just a thought. But otherwise, any other autoimmune illness, peppers are fine and tomatoes are fine, as far as I know. All right. One thing to always try to get organic vegetables, because if you don't, you're going to end up with genetically modified organisms, which can have insecticide built right into their structure. Genetically structured insecticide. And then because there's bugs that are so resistant to the genetically modified, insecticide inside the plants, now they have to spray them with even stronger chemicals to try to kill the bugs that are now resistant to those chemicals. Try to do it a pulse, so it it's the bigger chunks with the smaller chunks. We'll check it here. That looks pretty uniform. Okay, and then we're just going to add that to our salsa batch so far. I actually ended up putting the tomatoes through here too. I didn't show that, but it actually comes out a lot finer. So we're going to get our spatula here. Alright. And we're just going to spoon this out. Like so. Lots of good green stuff right there. Every last drop. Okay. All right, so that'll be good for the peppers. Okay. All right, so now we're going to do the onion. First, we're going to talk about some health benefits of the onion. So it's good for regulating blood sugar. It's also it helps improve the absorption of vitamin C. It is a cancer prevention, ulcer prevention. It is also good for the entire cardiovascular system, heart health, and also bone and connective tissue as well. So lots of good benefits to the onion. So here we go. I'm going to slice out the ends here. Now, it's always what I usually do is I try to cut this in half carefully so I don't squirt too much juice so it doesn't make me cry. And you don't want to take off too much of the outer layer. Now, one reason that onions is good for blood sugar is it has lots of chromium. So you don't want to take off too much of the outer layer because a lot of the good stuff is towards the outside. Okay. All right. Move these to the side. There. Okay, so now I'm just going to do just a simple cut here, and a simple cut here, here, and here, and the same way here. I'm going to get them in there as fast as I can so that I don't start crying. Okay, I'm going to put that right inside of our right here. All right, and that's the onion. Okay. All right, now we're going to do the garlic. Now, garlic is exceptional. Lots and lots of health benefits. I mean, people buy supplements of garlic all the time for various things. Just for instance, very, very good for the immune system. It's antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal. It's also good for overall cardiovascular health, the arteries, the heart itself. Also, it's an anti-inflammatory and cancer preventative as well. And it also helps with iron metabolism, which is very important. Like you can, for instance, if you mix garlic with beets, you get lots of iron in the beets, and this helps the metabolism of it, so it's a good combination. I put garlic and beets in all my stews. All right. It is also good for if you have a baby and you want the baby to gain weight in the womb, to actually ingest a good amount of onions, garlic rather. Also, it has lots of iodine, so it's good for a thyroid, all right? And it also regulates blood sugar and helps with impotency, to name just a few. So, we're just going to cut off the end here. Open the board. And the front side. Okay, now you got a few cloves out there, and then we're going to just do a little cut here, and a little cut there, and it comes peeled pretty easily that way. Put up my thing. So here we go, same thing. Usually you do the two ends and it comes right apart pretty easy, although sometimes you get one that's doesn't want to cooperate. Okay. Okay. And there we are. Doing a whole batch of the garlic. Also makes everything taste good, as people well know. They put it on all kinds of different foods. Okay. And garlic is also very anti-inflammatory as well. I didn't mention that before. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to be finishing up cutting these up. Alright. Okay, so now we've done the onions and the garlic. We're just going to take our Mr. Juice Man here and sort of blend it up here. Pretty consistent. All right. Okay, so that's going to go into our salsa mix. Alright. Let's take out the blade here. Alright. And we're just going to scoop it on out with the spatula here. Now when we get done with this, we're going to put this in a cupboard with no light out of the refrigerator for 2 days, and then after that 2 days it will be good in the refrigerator for as long as 8 months. So nice long shelf life. But salsa is something that would never last me that long. Okay, there's that. Now I also had pre-prepared just about a 1/3 cup of lemon lime juice. And that's also got lots of good vitamin C, very good for the immune system. And about a 1/4 cup of distilled water. All right. And then we're going to put in our bottle, 1 ounce bottle of a probiotic starter. Okay. And we're also going to do 1 tablespoon of mineral salt, which has 50+ minerals, so very good source of minerals. Alright. On there. Okay, and then we're going to stir this up. And we'll be putting it into smaller containers such as this one with lids. And we'll be putting them, I'm going to be putting them in this cupboard. And I'm going to check it each day, stir it, taste it, and each one of them. And then at the end of the 2 full days, 48 hours, we're going to be putting them in the refrigerator. So that's how that works. I just want to stir this up real quick. Alright, so we get it nice and mixed up. Looks pretty oniony. Alright. Nice thick salsa. Nice and spicy. Okay. Okay, so that's it on that. So tune in next time. We're going to be doing some cereal, flax cereal. Show you how to grind up your flax seeds and mix it with some other seeds to make a nice tasty cereal. And then we'll be doing a taste test of our fermented salsa over eggs. One thing to know just before we go is that on fermented vegetables, if you're not used to fermented foods, you should start off like a low amount, like maybe a teaspoon a day for a while until you get used to that, and then you can work your way up to more and more amounts because you will get a die-off, which is good, but if you do too much at once, it could be sort of make you ill. So, alright, so tune in next time for our eggs with salsa on top and our flax cereal. Alright, this is Rick Phipps on Grain-Free Living Channel.